Hey everyone, and welcome to the Wide World of Wrestling podcast. We are here for our WWE NXT live reaction. Tonight, NXT invades the ECW arena, so we thought we'd do a reaction on this. It should be a pretty big show. We've got a lot of ECW originals already announced: RVD, Bully Ray, Francine, Don Marie, Nunzio, or whatever he was called in ECW. He's going to be on the night. Uh,
Bubble
Of
Ray.
course, as we're getting started, we got the old ECW theme song. But yeah, tonight should be a good night. And also, NXT has their own people on the show tonight.
Chief.
We got that big women's tag match.
Was it 10? 10 women? Yeah. That's huge.
They're showcasing all their. Yeah, they got all the good moments in there in that in this intro.
It's a nice touch. I like that.
I would do wish Paul Heyman was going to be there tonight, but I don't know if he will be.
I
Just
heard he was backstage at the Crown Jewel. I heard he was there.
I don't know if he'll be on the night just because he hasn't came back in the Bloodline story.
'Cause I'm not sure where I saw it, but it was a picture of him backstage. So I'm not sure how authentic it is, but there's a picture of him backstage at the Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I've seen that too. So I mean, it makes sense for him to be here, but I don't know if he will because
I mean, how can you
they,
disrespect Paul Heyman though? I mean, think about it.
maybe they can make his return tonight somehow. I like the
I mean,
I
they're
like
in
the
the arena. How can you do it without Paul Heyman?
yeah. It's tough. Like how do you do?
All right, Brenda. Thanks for joining us tonight.
I like to set up tonight for NXT. They got the hopefully the crowd's good tonight because that's what ECW was all about. Was the crowd.
Yeah.
That was the heart and soul of ECW. Yeah.
I watched so much ECW when I was young, man. And the thing is, they wouldn't really like before it got like well known. I think amongst a lot of fans, you had to look for it. You had to. A lot of fans just stumbled upon it. Upon ECW, they just flicking channels one weekend and they found ECW. I mean, that's how some fans found it. I mean, they wouldn't promote it. You had to be a true fan to view it.
Yeah, so Paul Heyman talked about in that one promo. Anyone remembers that infamous promo that he caught basically bashing WWE and WCW together, really.
Yeah, and the network. It's, I dare you to throw me off the air.
Why are we chanting NXT with ECW's night?
And Davis, I believe RVD is going to be on the show this evening.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing something with Wesley and Javon Evans, something. I figured it'd be a triple threat, or I don't think they need a special guest referee again because that's enough we got coming up now is a hardcore match. It's Don Marie's a special guest referee, so I don't know if we need another special guest referee. And
That's for the
RVD,
hardcore match, right? Don Reese, the special guest for the.
yeah,
I think
this
it's the
match
hardcore match.
Lola Vice and Jada Parker's a hardcore match.
Yeah,
I should just do ECW rules. Every match is under ECW
it
rules
should be.
because in ECW there wasn't no rules really.
It's a nice crowd.
That David LaRocca signed. This match should be a good one. It's a hardcore match, so I'm curious if they what they do. Obviously, there's gonna have to be some weapons.
Yeah, Don looks pretty awesome still. Hasn't really aged, barely.
She has been WWE programming years. It's been a long, long, long time.
Remember her and Tori Wilson? They had a pretty heated rivalry in more ways than one.
Yeah, if anyone really watched that. Also, if anyone has watched the All Elite Zone, we did some interviews with some TNA stars. His name was Bill. He's in the crowd tonight for NXT tonight. He's front row. He got a green shirt on, I believe. You can catch him every week on TNA. He never misses a TNA show. He's there front row every week for every TNA show. He never misses. But we've had him on
Oh
for
yeah,
our Sabu interview, our Alex Shelley interview. He's been on quite a bit. But if you know who I'm talking about, you know who he is. He's at every
yeah.
NXT, he's at every TNA show. I don't think he's missed a TNA show in like 7 years or something.
That's loyalty right there.
But he's there tonight. I think he lives in Philadelphia or something. Ah, damn. Yeah,
Oh
Parker.
man,
That's putting up the table.
they're not wasting any time either.
Are you all the way over there, Don Marie?
I'm sure Don's gonna get involved in the match. You can't have Donna there without her doing
But I'm
something.
curious if she listens to, because if you know her ECW stuff, she was not PG. So I'm curious to
Oh
see.
no!
I'm curious to see what they do.
Oh damn! That was pretty awesome. The back fist to the chair.
I see a lot of weapons in there. Got kendo sticks, tables, trash can. What are we doing? We're at the table. What are we doing? Damn, you took it
We
long.
got a table. That's pretty early to get the table. Just setting it up
What is
now.
she doing?
Ooh,
Like she could have grabbed the table. There's a lot of I don't know what that was.
well, that's the her putting. Well, I think her putting it back was her trying to get the heat.
Well, just a minute. Well, you may have not got to where I was. Don Marie patted her on the back or said something, and she was grabbing the table, but she just was. Yeah,
Oh,
got a lot of chairs.
pull out whatever you got under there. Pull it all out. That'd have been cool if they let the fans bring some weapons, but I think they would take way. I don't know with fans these days. I don't know. They could bring anything to the ring. You never know.
I've been to wrestling shows like that. Someone brought a weed eater. They brought a no. They did have some rules that you couldn't have any pointy, sharp, like any knives. You can't have guns. You can't stuff like that. But uh,
Right.
like someone brought some. What are those things called? Japanese people use them a lot.
The nunchucks.
Yeah, nunchucks. Yeah.
I used to have a pair of those a long time ago. Oh, damn. I agree, Brenda. These girls mean business tonight.
Yeah. I wish they would have had Mia Yim or Michin in a match tonight because she's really good at hardcore matches and stuff like that. Actually, Jada Parker and Michin had a really good Falls Count Anywhere match on the. It was before they moved to the CW. Roller Vices isn't really known for hardcore matches, but gotta start somewhere, I guess.
Well, we know she can go there. Oh, and there's that one little spot. I don't know if you noticed it, but whenever Parker hit the chair up against the corner, uh, she had missed and she hit the corner, but the chair and she dropped the chair and she hurt her hands. I like that little little tiny little things like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Don's not doing a bad job refereeing, though. I'll give her that.
Yeah, she was a referee a lot in ECW. Everyone remembers. She got uh, she got beat up a lot too, even by Tommy Dreamer.
Yep.
Yeah, remembers that. I recently watched the when WWE did the One Night Stand in 2005, and she managed Lance Storm.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been the last time she was on WWE programming. I don't know if she was at One Night Stand 2006.
I don't know. I think because
I
I
know
think
she was on. I know
because I
she
think
was
at
on
one time she
Superstar.
was with Just Incredible too. I think. Could be wrong.
Was, but then, yeah, probably he probably no showed her too. Yeah.
But I think what really was the down. Well, I wouldn't say like the huge downfall of the kind of rebirth of ECW. I think whenever that whole thing with Sabu and RVD happened, they got busted with the drugs, and Vince was like, "Okay, I know what we're gonna do now. We're gonna change things up. We're gonna take the title off you.
Yeah.
I'm taking control now." Because I mean, if you noticed, after all that stuff happened with RVD and Sabu, Vince kind of had more of a hand in what was going on as far as creative. Because before, I think it was Paul Heyman that was pulling the strings at first.
I know he quit because of CM Punk. That
Mm-hmm.
was the main reason they quit. Uh, they were going to fire CM Punk, or whatever. Then that definitely did not happen. But once Paul Heyman left, I feel like they made it into a WWE ECW show, which you
Yeah,
can't really.
I think that was
Can't
Vince's
really
plan.
but when it first came back, it was actually pretty good. They had it at the old ECW arena in Hammerstein, or I don't know. I think it was Hammerstein the first few shows, but it still
Yeah.
had that ECW feel, had that ECW style of matches. But I'd say after a year or two, then it started. It didn't really feel the same. Like they were putting like gold dust in ECW and this
Undertaker and stuff. Yeah.
Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Like it's not ECW. I mean, the Undertaker
And then they
was.
gave the Big Show the title. That's
Yeah,
what killed it for me.
I mean, the Undertaker was in ECW, but not as the Undertaker. Uh,
Right.
he played a different character. Even Stone Cold was in ECW, but I mean, they started bringing Goldust, and I mean, Evan Bourne was fine because ECW had a lot of high flying. But once you
Yeah.
start putting the title on Big Show and Chavo Guerrero, and then you put it on John Morrison, and I mean, the only guy that was true ECW that held the league title was when CM Punk kind of fitted that ECW role, but
Yeah.
John Morrison to a degree, but yeah, Ezekiel Jackson and it was tough. And they put the title on Christian Cage, I believe, one time. He was the silver
Yeah, he
ECW.
was one. Matt Hardy was a champion, I think too.
See, Matt Hardy could kind of, I mean, Team Extreme, but
Yeah.
they put
You can
on
swing
William
that.
Regal. Then they put on William Regal, I think, and it was a disaster. They should just
Yeah.
cancel. Like once Paul Heyman was gone, they should just axed it then. But they probably had a TV negotiation with, and I couldn't just get out of it. Oh God, what we got going here? Oh damn,
Out.
damn. I think that hurt Jada Parker more than it did Lola Vice.
I
Damn,
believe it.
they got to mute the whole crowd saying "Holy shit!"
Of course. That's a big
Damn.
no-no on the CW.
Hey, this is ECW. Ooh, yeah, that was pretty painful.
Ugh.
Um, so gonna be any surprises. Bully Ray did mention on Busted Open today that he had contacted someone that could possibly be there tonight. So it probably might be Tommy Dreamer or it could be Devon Dudley. Uh, but NXT has a partnership with TNA, so it shouldn't be hard for them to get Tommy Dreamer or Rhino
Right.
because they're both in TNA, so that shouldn't be hard to get either one of them. My dog, Connor, and the
And out to
Bacon.
Rhino too. He just got into the Hall of Fame there.
Are you guys going to the extreme on the podcast? We might go to the extreme. I don't know. Someone might break out their inner Kobe Styles tonight. Jacob, are you going to get bouncy on the podcast tonight?
I'm gonna grab a flaming barbed wire bat, and then I'm gonna set a table on fire.
That'd probably be a first on a wrestling podcast. Wish they would have got Joey Styles on commentary tonight. I don't even know what he does.
That would have been great.
I haven't seen
I think he
him.
does like a normal business. I think he runs some kind of business. I think he's just a normal businessman these days.
He's just taking the night off tonight. And just let him commentate the whole show.
He'd kill it.
Kendo stick.
Got used to it. She didn't got used to it. She's feeling it now. So I'm saying she could tap into that side of her, Lola Vice. She has that vicious, hardcore side. Just tap into it.
I'm wondering who's going to win this. It's been a pretty back and forth match so far.
I've been going.
In a way, I want to say Lola Vice, but another way, Jada Parker likes to pull out stuff at the last minute. I got a trash can. Damn.
Oh,
Windows stick.
it's a clever use of the trash cans tonight. I'll give him that.
They need to explore some different kind of weapons. This is like the usual WWE. Like what is some different that they could use? I mean, the toolbox is kind of a little bit overused now, but damn.
They're turning their asses into weapons tonight. That is crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the guys did that earlier. How? They're definitely not going soft when they hit each other with these weapons.
No, you can hear it. Oh,
A cheese grater. Why don't they bring back? Why don't they do like the Attitude Era? Like they bring a whole basket full of stuff, like stop sign, cheese grater. Like Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer used to do that. He used to bring like a Walmart basket, and he come out with a whole bunch of stuff.
Him and New Jack used to do that.
Yeah, New Jack was crazy. If you want to watch the New Jack match, remember that one? He came off the ceiling or whatever, and I think he was like legally blind. I think at one point.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I forget the dude who he did that spot with, but I think later on because it was the other guy's fault. All that stuff happening because he was too scared to go off the balcony. And New Jack was like, "No, screw that. We're going off this balcony. Damn it! Now you're gonna come with me." And they both fell, and dude fell on Vic Grimes. That's his name, Vic Grimes. And he landed on New Jack's head. That's what messed his vision up, and he had brain damage and everything. And then years later, he tried to kill him by throwing him off his scaffold. Damn near killed him.
Oh damn! He was hit her with a brick. That's gotta be it. I was just talking about what is a weapon that they could use that WWE doesn't use in that brick. WWE does not use a brick at all, really. Like
no.
Well, like sometimes they use like cinder blocks, but I haven't seen them use like a brick like that in a while. But Yeah, I know what you're talking. Like in the Dark Side of the Ring, you remember those two underage people that he beat the hell out of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was
Mass
crazy.
transit. I mean, Lord rest his soul, but Mass Transit had no business being in that damn ring. So he got what he deserved, if you ask me.
Was it the guy from Dark Side of the Ring? Or
Yeah, that was the Mass Transit incident.
he was actually underage, but he somehow convinced everybody that he was.
Yeah,
Jada Parker wins. That was a good opening match.
they beat the hell out of each other right there. Nice opener. That was a pretty good. It was a pretty good match. I mean, that they went pretty hardcore. I dug that one. And then for an opener, it got the crowd like super hyped too. So that's always a plus.
Yeah,
And the brick, where the hell did that come from? It's just funny they used their hips and their ass as weapons, and that's her finisher. Was the just knocked her side of her head with her hip.
yeah.
It's using your assets, I guess.
Dom Marie did pretty good there. I thought
Yeah, she did
she.
a great job refereeing.
I knew RVD was fixing to show up. If anyone doesn't know, that's what RVD used to do a lot and like warm ups and stuff.
Yeah.
He's in his wrestling gear, so
Hey, if you want to be a standout, stand out by beating Fallon today.
You know what? That's a great idea. Thanks, RBD. Oh yeah, you were looking for Ava's office. It's that way. I'll see you later.
he's looking for Ava's office. Oh, what's happening here? Wesley. Hopefully that's not where they. Hopefully they don't just write him off like that.
It looks like they might just do that.
I mean, he should wrestle or something, especially after what they did last week. They can't just do that. Just just have RVD do that. Like he didn't come out to the crowd.
I don't know. They got to be leading up to something with him. I mean, because he's very much still active. So
Yeah, like he RVD had his gear on. Hopefully he does more than that tonight. Because I mean, all they have is Bully Ray. Like the only like ECW person actually wrestling is Bully Ray. And RVD can still go. If anyone has seen his last AEW matches, he could really go still. He hasn't lost a step.
that's very true. And the thing is, I'm thinking like the way they're doing that, they're leading up to something with him, as far as like maybe in future events they're gonna bring RVD back as far as like continuing that particular angle, because you can go wherever with this particular angle, really.
Hopefully they do more with him tonight. Because a lot of fans were, especially in the crowd, were under the impression RVD was going to do something like in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that. I want to if he's in the house, I want to see at least one 5-star frog splash, at
At least
least
do
one.
something. You can't just do that.
Rolling Thunder, something. Give me something.
There's a lot of fans in there that probably came to see RVD.
You're probably right about that one too. You know that and Bubba Ray.
Yeah, because those two are the only people that's. Or Francine and Don Marie is supposed to be there, but let's be realistic. People came to see Bubba Ray and RVD, and anybody that was from ECW. Uh, there might be some surprises. I mean, Nunzio might be on the show, but I don't think I like Nunzio, but I don't think people paid to see just Nunzio.
Right.
I mean, Nunzio's kind of a jobber anyway. Data Parker wins. I should have brought the Raven, Tom Dreamer, Sandman. Well, Tom Dreamer might be there. Billy Ray did tease a surprise on Busted Open today. Should have brought all three Dudley Boys. Spike W, Sandman, Tommy Dreamer. Well, we could see Tommy Dreamer and Rhino because they have that TNA partnership. It's really easy to be able to get those two. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to.
I would love that.
I mean, they're gonna have Gwen Grace on tonight. She's from TNA, and NXT's gotten quite a few TNA people. So I'll see what the difference would be with Rhino.
I mean, I would think if you're doing an ECW thing, you know, you would have everybody can get a hold of as far as ODCW. That's what I would do.
Yeah, they gotta do something with RVD. Like, even if he just something small, he's gotta do something. But really, a triple threat match would have been perfect. RVD, because last week they teased RVD gonna do something.
Yep.
They can't just tease something and not do anything.
I mean, it's not like they've never done that before.
Well, they'll need it this time. This is ECW. Like, you gotta do it right. But the Sandman will be pretty good. He's gotten older. I don't know what he could do. I guess just beat someone up with a kendo stick. I mean, that's not asking too much.
No, not at all.
Tommy Dreamer can do
I think that's pretty reasonable considering the circumstances and everything.
If they were at Hammerstein Ballroom, it would be different. I would say put him up in the rafters, let him do his thing in the rafters that he would do, and then beat up somebody with the kendo stick.
That's the best part about the Sandman. He'd get drunk and be bleed before he even hit the ring. That's a show.
Sabu did tell us that he was semi-retired, so maybe come back for one match tonight or do something. But he is kind of older.
That is true.
Here is Tony D'Angelo. Sean Spears. Yeah, I knew it. Nunzio.
Yeah, I mean I figured they'd squeeze him in like with the segment with him. I mean that's actually pretty cool though.
That was pretty cool.
You get that thing I sent you?
Since you didn't call us, I made a phone call myself. I called Ava. Next week, Rizzo, you are face to face against Nikita Lyons. Okay. So what? You guys got
I like her. She's awesome.
power now? We've always had power in Southfield. And now, I'm going to show you the power we have. You're going to pay a tax. You know what that tax is, Tony? Tonight, that NXT North American Championship will be defended right here in South Philadelphia versus me.
Oh, damn. Nunzio's wrestling tonight?
Sure you want to do that? Possible.
I do not have that on my bingo card in 2024. Tony D'Angelo versus Nunzio for the NXT North American Championship. I wonder if he can still go. I haven't seen him wrestle in a while.
I'm pretty sure he can. I mean, believe it or not, Nunzio's a scrapper, dude. He's a shooter, really.
I know he still
He's one of
doesn't.
those dudes that if you didn't want to sell, he'd make you sell. Right in South Philly, where he made his bones.
I know he still does some independent shows. Nunzio does. Nunzio wasn't always a big name in ECW, but he was one of the funniest acts on the show. Like the
Yeah,
BWO, Nunzio. He was with the FBI there for a while. They had their faction.
yeah,
I forget some of the members. I think Super Crazy was in there.
yeah. I think it was Big Sal, Smothers, you know. Can't remember who else. There was another big dude, but I forget his name. But I remember Big Sal.
Even if RVD doesn't do anything tonight, this is going to be a good match. They're already starting off pretty good.
Yeah. He said he hoped that he's in the hospital resting. I was like, it just happened, Booker.
I don't think he'd be in the hospital that fast.
It just happened, Booker. Like 3 minutes ago.
Nobody's tougher than that. This is ECW. No one goes home like that. They don't go home without a fight. You know that, Booker. You got the hell beat out of you at ECW One Night Stand in 2006.
That's true.
Got the hell beat out of him.
Oh, here we go. Spot.
There's RVD. Hey, that can't be that.
Oh,
Ooh, that was a good move. And this is a perfect fitting match for a show at the ECW arena because ECW is all about high flying. Well, it wasn't all about high
yeah.
flying. It was more about hardcore, but there was a lot of high flying in ECW. Eddie Guerrero, Benoit, probably the luchadors like Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis,
Psychosis.
Super
Yep.
Crazy, Nunzio. Like there's a lot of high flying wrestling too.
Rey
Jericho.
Mysterio. Yeah.
Forgot about Rey Mysterio. Like he was one of the main ones. And WCW signed all those people. They signed
I
Jericho.
remember. Yeah. I mean, that was they. Well, I think a lot of people will call what Eric Bischoff did poaching. I know. I don't know. Paul would call it poaching, but
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
he stole quite a few of his, like Jericho, Benoit, Malenko. Some of the luchadors like Psychosis, Juventud Guerrero.
it's true. I mean, you think about it. Eric Bischoff took all of Paul Heyman's luchadors, all of them in one fell swoop. Psychosis, Hoovy, Eric. I mean, Eric. Eddie. Who else? That was Super Crazy. No. Yeah, Super Crazy did end up going
Yeah,
eventually.
they pretty much took everybody. But of course, like Tommy Dreamer and like all of them, they never went. But just the high flying people they took.
Yeah. Oh, that stair spot looked brutal.
Yeah, that was pretty. You can really break your neck doing that.
Hope everybody in the chat is having a good evening watching along with us.
Kids that you're helping, their goal is to be as independent
Texas. Hey, Michael, is RVD? We don't know. We saw him in that. It was like a during the match. Like I showed Bully Ray and Trick Williams, and RVD was going by. But I don't. I would hope that wouldn't be it for RVD. I
I
would
hope
hope
not. That would suck, man.
after all that last week, just to hype it all up, just to do that. I mean, I don't think people cared about. No disrespect to Nunzio. I mean, he was an ECW original. He was a funny act, but who did they come to see? They came to see RVD. They didn't come to see Nunzio. They didn't come to see Francine. They came to see the star of. I mean, Robbie Dunn was probably in the top 5 biggest stars in ECW history.
Yeah.
And he's the only a few ECW wrestlers, only a few ECW wrestlers from the original were like actually still wrestlers to this day. Sabu doesn't wrestle much, and some people have passed away that was in ECW.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say just incredible.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, he was part of the originals. He was kind of one of the people that put it on the map. As much as I hate to say it.
Which sucks because I always liked Just Incredible. He was one of my favorites in ECW. In person, maybe not the same, but ECW, he was one of my favorites. But a lot of them has passed away over the years. And some don't wrestle. Like Devon Deli doesn't really wrestle much. Sabu doesn't really wrestle much. And some of them just passed away. Hope you are having a wonderful night. Yeah.
On Inside the NFL on the CW. You better be tough. You saw that game face he had. Take your hits. And always, just got to block the guy. Listen to the coach. Was he your game face, Chad?
If Shawn Michaels is smart, he does more with RVD tonight. Why even fly him out?
Yes.
Why even fly him out to Florida last week? Just for that?
I mean, if you think about it, they did Sabu the same way with the rebirth of ECW. I remember that one that when he was supposed to be in the match, it was I think it was like I forget what kind of match it was, but I knew it was like a multi-man match, and he got injured before it happened. Yeah, the elimination chamber. That's what it was. And he got injured before it happened, and like, he couldn't do it. The same thing happened to Sabu. That's crazy stuff.
I don't think RVD's hurt. Well, not in real life. Maybe in storyline. But RVD's been hit by a ton of chair shots.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, go smoke a J, chill out. He'll be fine.
I have a bag on Javon Evans and this is going to be a good match either way because these two guys can really go.
I wish I had that much energy. I wish I had that much energy. Oh.
Oh, that was good.
I got that crowd lit on fire now.
See, Javon Evans can do all these moves and still actually hit them. He doesn't miss them. That's what some people and other promotions should probably take advantage of. AR Fox, he's a very good. He does a lot of moves like that, but he lands them. He doesn't half miss them. A lot of guys, like not just in AEW, but everywhere, they'll do a bunch of high flying moves and they'll just they'll not even catch the people that they're supposed to be hitting. But Javon Evans only 20 years old and he's able to hit all this stuff perfectly. He's got like a 20-year career still on his. If no injuries or anything, he's got a long career.
I agree. I mean, and that's the thing. You have to play it careful too, because somebody with this much skill and a lot of high flying injury is very easy to come by.
Oh, caught him. That was clean.
Oh,
super kick. Oh, damn.
That's why it's awesome why you see to see people like Rey Mysterio still have a career where he was high flying all of his career, and that's like For a lot of wrestlers, I mean, doing high flying most of your career can shorten it. But Rey Mysterio is like one of those guys that kind of, I guess you can say, broke the mold. That's
Those that have kicked out of the cardiac kick. What a night it has been, and we still to come a special announcement from our general manager.
Evil's got a special announcement.
Next, we're live on NXT.
Is it NXT rules?
Well, I know I talked about it. The referees are
I thought it was ECW rules for different matches, or the referees can use their own, you know,
Judgment.
discretion. I guess.
Just let them go. We're at the ECW brand. It doesn't matter. Stupid ass referee. No one. Damn it. They should beat you up for doing that. Damn.
I mean, when in Rome, doing as the Romans do. You're in the ECW arena. Get extreme.
Both of them should beat up the referee just for not letting him use a chair. I should both beat him up. I agree, Booker T, with that. Oh, damn. That's a cutter. Damn. That was good. Then he rolls out of the ring. Damn. Did all that just from the roll out of the ring.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Shoot.
Although they're booing the referee for taking a chair and everything away.
Damn. Javon Evans got all that. Shoot. Wesley might have it.
Oh.
Damn. That's the roughest thing I've seen Javon Evans do, doing a suicide dive. That's the roughest one I've ever seen him do.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. RVD. I knew he wasn't done for tonight. Kick that son of a bitch.
Holy shit is right. They're gonna tear everything up for the end of the show.
Oh. RVD's not going to do anything. Looks like he's just going to stand out there. He must be injured or hurt, so the reason he can't do anything. Oh, damn. Shoot.
Oh.
He probably got some rug burn doing that.
I love he's selling the hands after he hits it with. I don't know why it's funny to me, but it's hilarious.
No, you got to
After
do a
he
frog.
he swings and hits the chair on the post. Oh,
RVD's not going to hit a frog splash at all.
not even one? Are you kidding?
He's not going to do anything physical.
He at least get him a frog splash. He just got attacked.
He had a chance to do something there. He could have at least done a frog splash. Damn.
Oh. He got a little bit of that, but that was way too far of a distance. Yeah, young RVD could hit that no problem. Though. Oh. Which he's gonna get tired of being ignored. It's been a good show. It's been a really good show. Better than I was expecting.
Yeah, that was really good.
I'm guessing that the 10 women is coming up next. I'm thinking that.
Possibly might be. I should have done more with RVD. I mean, he's in his gear for that. He didn't do anything. I mean, that could have easily made that a triple threat match, especially after what they did last week. Well, last week they RVD kind of made it seem like it was going to be a triple threat, but they didn't. He didn't do anything. Like he could have done something physical tonight, but he didn't do anything.
And you think he was just attacked? He would have. I would thought he would have hit at least one 5-star.
They should have just made it a tag match or something. Or I mean, that could have done more than that. That doesn't make any sense. But I mean, if they can have Bully Ray wrestle, they can have RVD wrestle.
Right. Is anyone else noticing the irony that they're in a WWF commercial?
They are.
I'm not sure if anybody sees it on my end. Yeah, but yeah, they have a World Wildlife Federation commercial on my end. If anybody remembers, they won the lawsuit against WWE to get the F out, so to speak. That's when they changed their name. So now it's known as, of course, WWE. But at the time, it was WWF.
I wonder if they could ever get that back.
I don't know. I mean, the World Wildlife Federation, that's big. That's big time, right? I mean, they couldn't. I mean, the WWE Vince couldn't even beat them. I mean, I don't know what to say. That's like the only people that Vince can never beat was, the WWF or the World Wildlife Federation or Foundation.
Yeah.
They beat them, so I don't know. That's the only people that I know of that's actually won over Vince McMahon. Think about that. The Panda.
Well, Panda. They couldn't beat the Panda.
The government came after them dozens of times, never got them, but a damn Panda. That's what to come out.
Watch ABC 24 News on 24 Plus, Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Saturday, a champion will be crowned in the desert.
Yeah, it seems like other people are saying that they got a WWF commercial on Twitter. If I did get one,
I think that's so ironic.
If I did get one, I must not have been paying attention. All right, we got Ava Hogan. Not Ava. Ava. She's The Rock's daughter, if anyone doesn't know.
Ava Johnson. Yeah.
She's GM
Ava
of
Hogan.
GM of NXT, not Ava Hogan. Ava. I should just call her Ava Johnson at this point. You're a bad GM, Ava. You had RVD do that. Nick Aldis there. I'm crisping on with that. Then bring RVD back out and then have him in a match. Then we'll forgive you. If the announcer's not RVD, we don't care.
Headed back on the road for our next premium live event, Deadline. On Saturday, December 7th in Minneapolis,
So Deadline's the next one. Deadline.
Challenge will return, which is the most exciting 25 minutes in all of wrestling.
Well, Ava, I gotta say, that's great news, and Deadline is going to be a great show. But I don't know if it was a good idea to lie to all these people.
What are you talking about?
Well, you said.
One thing I can say is that Ava's gotten a lot better on the mic since she first started.
Everybody knows New York fans are way more hardcore
Jay and yeah, I don't know. Some fans are flipping them off. Oh golly.
Honest with you. Hear me out. The truth hurts. I mean, Boston fans are more hardcore than
Someone's fixing to come out and beat him up. I don't know who.
in the good days of ECW. I get it. You people were the talk of the town. But just like the Phillies and just
He's
like
buried
the
in
Eagles,
ECW.
your time has passed.
He's
Oh boy.
all right. Lights went out. Please be Sabu. Oh, I know. Uh-oh.
What are you exactly talking about?
Damn. We were talking about him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on coming tonight.
All right, Rhino's in the building.
TNA Hall of Famer.
I knew it was going to be hard to get it. So I'm assuming the surprise that Bully Ray was talking about is going to be Tommy Dreamer tonight. It makes total sense that they could easily get both of them, Dreamer and Rhino.
We are excited for tonight because we get to show the impact of the NXT Women's Division. And those 5 women may have run NXT in the past.
Davis.
Our team.
Yeah, I know you were talking about earlier if there's going to be any surprises tonight.
That's a good surprise.
Yeah, that's one surprise.
In a place that has seen so much history, tonight we create some of our own. Speaking of history, did y'all see Miss Jackson and the Bougie Bully do our thing at Crown Jewel?
Yeah, you lost that Crown Jewel. It wasn't much history.
The new women's WWE Tag Team Champions. So while y'all might be the dream team, I got my money on the champions of this division. Good luck, ladies, because y'all are my team.
It didn't lost. Like, how many matches on that roster?
Show them.
I don't think you got anything to be talking about.
Yes.
All right, who's next? All right, we got the tag team match next. I'm guessing the women are going to main event tonight.
Cool.
Which that makes sense. Have the women open and have the women's in the show. We also got Nunzio and Tony D'Angelo later tonight.
And I'm pretty sure it's the first time that's ever happened in ECW arena where the women started into the show.
Yeah, ECW didn't really have much women's wrestling. Nobody did at the time, really. All the big
A little
companies.
history making there.
Yeah, all of wrestling really didn't have much of women's wrestling. WCW did a little bit. They would have like Japanese women and Medusa and a few others. WWE a little bit, but wasn't really much women's wrestling back there in those times. There was a little bit, but not how it is today. So yeah, it's probably going to be the first ever show at the ECW Arena where the women opened and main evented a show.
Awesome.
Easy monthly billing. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. I got this.
That's what I mean. Rich Holland's career hasn't been the same since he broke Big E's neck, man.
Yeah, like he was within the NXT. I mean, he's actually done pretty decent the last few weeks. But he, yeah, character-wise, he hasn't been the same.
Morrison Deer, yeah, he RVD came on and then he went.
Yeah, he has came on. Like Jacob said, he played an angle like Wesley attacked him with a chair, then he came out towards the end of the match and basically kind of helped Javon Owens win. He didn't really do anything physical. He could have hit a 5-star frog splash, but he just stood there really and just waved to the crowd. Really, that's all he did tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least Rhino did something, but I wonder if he's not medically cleared to do anything or something happened. Something may have happened that fans aren't aware of as to why he couldn't do anything.
Yep. Yeah. RVD's medically clear to wrestle still. Just looked it up. He's still clear.
He might
So this
still
is
be.
probably this part of the angle.
I don't know. They should have done more than that. I mean, he could have something going on that nobody knows, but if he was able to wrestle, then they should have done something. Or they
I mean,
wanted
it is
to.
weird though. You know.
I mean, they could have easily made that a triple threat, or well, how about doing a tag team match? Have Javon Evans and RVD versus Wesley and somebody else. But they could have easily gotten somebody to team with Wesley into a tag match like that. I mean, what's his name? Brooks Jensen was right there. If you think of anyone on the NXT
Yeah.
roster, like if you think of anyone who makes you think of ECW, it's Brooks Jensen. His father is Bull Buchanan, but his matches in NXT has been a lot of hard, kind of like false, kind of anywhere matches and hardcore matches. So
Mm-hmm.
they could easily put him in that. I mean, RVD he wouldn't have to do much. I mean, it's just a small little tag match. I've been fine. I think the crowd would have ate that up. I mean, I'm just at least RVD came out to the ring.
Yeah.
At
Glad to
first,
see him.
because at first he just did that little thing backstage thing, but at least he came to the crowd. But they could have done a little bit more than that. Hopefully they bring him back and do something. Have him go against Wesley. Have RVD versus Wesley in a one-on-one match or something.
Yeah. You gotta do something with that.
I mean, they just announced NXT Deadline. Do RVD versus Wesley at NXT Deadline at their final pay-per-view of the year. If we can at least get Tommy Dreamer on the show, I think it'd be a pretty good show. Because the heart and soul of ECW, a lot say, was Tommy Dreamer. I mean, the heart and soul of ECW was with many guys, but Tommy Dreamer, he makes you think of the heart and soul of ECW. So
That I agree with that because I mean that's the first thing I think about when I think of ECW is Tommy Dreamer and then Raven.
yeah, I know Raven. He probably couldn't. He's a lot older now, but like the people who can still wrestle, RVD and Tommy Dreamer is the main ones I think of. They could have easily had Rey Mysterio on here tonight. He was
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Sabu they could have gotten. He did discuss in our interview with him. If anyone hasn't seen it on the All Elite Zone, go and check it out. He did state that he's semi-retired. The only way he would come out of retirement is if it was with someone that he had never faced against each other. So if you put him against someone like Brooks Jensen, who would be good against him, he wouldn't do it. He wants to do matches like I think he discussed Brock Lesnar with us. He wanted to go against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wanted to go against people that he had never really, like people would never really think that he would go against. So in NXT,
I think he named Brock specifically. Yeah.
with today's world, that was like 3 years ago. They could have easily had Sabu go against Oba Femi. I mean, it's not Brock
That'd be
Lesnar.
cool.
It's not Brock Lesnar, but can't really do anything about Brock Lesnar because that's just a whole different subject as to why they can't get Brock Lesnar. Bully Ray still looks good though.
You got the glasses and everything. Yep. He got it all on.
He still looks good. He hasn't lost it. I guess Booker T is going to be our Devon tonight.
That'd be awesome.
Where is Devon? He could have easily been on here.
I think Devon is officially retired from what I've heard.
Well, I know I think like a year or two ago at TNA's 1000th episode, Team 3D had a tag match with each other, and Devon wrestled.
Mm.
And Devon said that they were taking bookings together. I don't know whatever happened with that because I haven't seen them wrestle anymore. Like besides that one match at the TNA's 1000th episode, I haven't seen them wrestle anymore. So I guess that was their last match as a tag team. But yeah, I think it was 2022 or 23. TNA's 1000th TV episode. It was Team 3D. I don't know who they went against.
Booker T. Dudley out there. I love it.
Hey, that could have got Spike Dudley. I don't know what he does now, but Spike Dudley was always the backbone of the Dudley Boys.
Yeah. You know, Spike was like a teacher before he started wrestling.
Yeah. He looks nothing like he does now. He's bald headed.
The only wrestler I know that can quote Hamlet verbatim. Only wrestler I know can do that.
Tagging him. All right. Bully Ray's tagged in. This is going to be interesting.
I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, Bully Ray, I'll tag, kind of. Tagging Trick Williams. Oh, tag back in Bully Ray. Here we go. The crowd's loving Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, whatever you want to call him. I know him as Bully Ray, but crowd's loving him. They've had a very good crowd tonight, I will say. It's not like well, I don't know. I don't know if I would say it was just like the old ECW crowd, but there's been times tonight where they got pretty rowdy, like when Robbie E, Robert Stone, I believe they call him now, they were flipping him off, and they had to like blur it out or whatever. They've been chanting holy shit and stuff like that. So the crowd definitely is not it's not silent tonight or a dead crowd. It's very much an alive crowd tonight. They crowds definitely felt like ECW a little bit. I didn't expect it to match ECW like how it was because it's just impossible to do. But they've definitely captured a lot of that ECW type of chants and stuff like that. The crowd's definitely not a PG crowd, especially by the chants and flipping the middle fingers at Robbie E. So they've definitely done a very good job of having a hyped up crowd tonight, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean you gotta remember that they're doing an ECW type of kind of remembrance kind of thing. I mean they're gonna act accordingly. The audience, I mean, so
Yeah.
the sit's got to be prepared.
Yeah, I was saying I don't think they've exactly matched the ECW arena crowd like years past, but they've definitely got a good crowd tonight. Especially when Rhino came
The
out,
vibe.
they were flipping off Robbie E. Or Robert Stone, whatever his name is. They were flipping him off, and then they muted the crowd. But they've muted the crowd tonight like 4 or 5 times, so they've got a pretty good hot crowd tonight. But yeah, I never expected it to match the old ECW crowds because it's just very impossible to do. But they've done a good job with getting the crowd hyped up and stuff. It's definitely not a dead crowd or anything. They've got a good crowd tonight. Crazy to see Bully Ray at the ECW arena again. Yeah, especially like Rhino, Bully Ray, RVD. Like 2024, we're seeing these guys at the ECW arena again. Like it's been a while since there's been like a ECW tribute show or whatever. I know TNA did one. It was Hardcore Justice. It was kind of like an ECW.
Yeah, because they couldn't use the ECW name, but
it was kind of like an ECW reunion, even though they couldn't use the name ECW. But it basically was an ECW reunion because Taz was on the show.
yeah.
RVD, Tommy Dreamer, like it was basically an ECW reunion. I'm by myself to do RVD. So I'm hoping they do they left the door open for a one-on-one match with RVD and Wes Lee. They could easily do a one-on-one match between them two.
Yeah.
So there's definitely more they can do with that, but I agree. I did expect a little bit more, but I'm glad they didn't end things the way they did, like backstage. And it would have sucked if he never would have even came out to the crowd. At least he came out to the crowd where people could actually see him. But
yeah,
I do agree that they could have done a little bit more with that.
but other than that, the show's been pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh damn. They should have had a pre-show for this. Like this was like a pay-per-view type show. They should have on Peacock had a pre-show to NXT. Like it started like an hour before NXT on the CW started. So they could have showcased maybe 2 matches and had a little bit more of the ECW legends. Maybe they could have put the Blue World Order on the pre-show, or
That would have been fun. Yeah.
they could have done a little bit more on a. If they would have had a 1 hour pre-show before the actual show started, because this does feel like a big deal. It's not like a normal NXT episode. So they could have had like the Blue World Order, like I was talking about. I would say get Just Incredible, but I can't promise you he'd show up. He probably wouldn't show up. He probably asked for a fee in advance and not even show up.
And then disappear.
If you want to run the podcast and you're trying to get a special guest on, do not book Just Incredible. And it sucks to have to say that, but because I've always liked Just Incredible. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a very good wrestler back when ECW was going. But
now, for those out there that don't know the story, I'll fill you in right quick.
Yeah.
We were scheduled to have an interview with Just Incredible. We had it all set up. Everything was ready. Everybody was set. The mics were hot. The mics were ready. In the last second, he pulls out with my man Connor's money.
Yeah.
And he just pulled another. And then the man had a nerve to turn around and said that we were doing false advertisement.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. But if you look on YouTube, or social media, he's done this to a lot of people, not just myself.
We're one of many people that he's done that to.
I knew a wrestling promoter that booked him, and they paid over $1,000 in advance to book him, and then he no showed. So he took $1,000 from the guy. But ever since that incident, if I book someone, I don't pay them until right before the interview is about to start. Like we're face to face, like right here. And luckily, everyone else that we've brought on has been very good. We've had a lot of good interviews, a lot of good experiences. I mean, we've had some other bad experiences besides Just Incredible, but a lot of other ones wasn't the wrestler's fault; it was their agent's fault. But Just Incredible is by far the worst one we've had on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Damn, Rich Holland pulled it, stole it.
Oh.
I don't think it's over though. Damn, Rich Holland and Ethan Page pulled out. It's not over yet.
I don't think so. Not by a long shot.
No, it ain't over. Someone's gonna come out and help them. Bully's trying to do something, but
But you know what? Ethan Page is getting exactly what he deserves. Page is taking some cheap shots online.
I know what they're fixing to do.
That ending was a little off to me, man. I was like, on a roll up, really? Damn.
Yeah, there could have been a little bit. There could have been a little bit better. Yeah, that was funny. They gotta get the tables.
Gotta get the tables.
Yeah, it looks like they're fixing to get the tables. I don't think we've seen a table spot I don't think we've seen a table spot all night.
Nope, they've been teased.
No tables. Uh-oh. This is what I think it is. We were just talking about him earlier. Yep. The Dudley boys are.
Devon.
I got Devon Dudley. I knew he could do something. He took the table. How sweet he brought a table. I'm glad Devon at least made an appearance.
I think that made up a little bit, yeah.
At least he made an appearance. Choke slammed him through the table.
I mean, for a while, the Dudley boys weren't getting along. I don't know if you remember that, but for a while, they weren't talking.
Yeah, I noticed that they actually met Devon. He said that to me. He told me that they had not really on good terms, but it looks like they may have mended some things, maybe. That was pretty good. Ethan Page
I
and
love that.
Ethan Page and Rich Holland won the match, but they didn't win the fight.
I'm just perplexed on the end on the finish. I mean, you pin the champ on a roll up? What really?
That's probably their way of giving Rich Holland a title match. I bet.
That was a bold move. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of the people in the internet wrestling community is not going to like that.
It was my birthday. Okay then.
Adonis's list sounded like a Lou Vegas song as a tax needs to be paid. NXT North American title on the
I
line.
think the ending to the whole thing was good though. Devon Dudley coming out and then putting Ethan Page through a table.
I think it certainly made up for the finish. Yeah, I agree.
The men's division in NXT is very, I guess I'd say underwhelming. I mean, the only people that they really have is Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Obafemi, Wesley, Javon Evans, and that's it. I mean, that really stand out. I mean, they have other good men wrestlers, but none of them really like stand out like Ethan Page or Trick Williams.
Yeah.
You got Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Wesley. So maybe they're trying to build Ridge Holland into being a featured face in NXT. I don't know, but yeah, Ridge Holland. I don't think Ridge Holland's going to beat Trick Williams though. Like in a one-on-one match. Trick Williams just won the title back, so I don't think he's going to lose it anytime soon. I think the person
Not at this point. Yeah.
I think the person that's going to beat Trick Williams is probably going to be Obafemi. That's probably who it's going to be.
I would love that. Hell yeah.
Stand and deliver. Like stand and deliver is kind of like their NXT's WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably when they'll have Trick Williams lose, and then Trick Williams will come to the main roster most likely. Yeah, the ending was kind of. I can see why they did it. I guess they plan on having Ridge Holland go for the NXT title, and their way of doing that was having pin him in a tag match. But
Yeah.
they didn't. They may have won the match, but they didn't win the fight because even though he didn't really do much, it was good to see Devon Dudley at least make an appearance. And we were talking about him earlier.
I was happy to see him. I mean, I figured like there was gonna be something huge happening because I'm thinking like they're not just gonna leave. They're not just gonna leave this all hanging without a table spot. You know.
If Bully Ray's gonna be there, they gotta have some type of table spots. That was pretty cool to see. Especially Team 3D and Trick Williams all together. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get all your money back with return of premium life insurance from Senior Life. Call the number on your screen now for free information.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good match overall.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good. I know what to do. Go to cashnetusa.com. I can apply minutes and approve. I have the money as soon as the same business day. Go to cashnetusa.com and apply for the money.
I hope they do more of these, like once a year and once every few years, come back to the old ECW arena. That'd be fun.
I think they should do it. Well, there's only so long where they can push it because I hate to say it, but a lot of the ECW originals are getting in their older age. I mean, they could definitely do it a yearly thing, like maybe once a year in November come to, or like how about next year go to Hammerstein Ballroom? I feel like that's more of a home for ECW than the ECW arena in Philadelphia. The Hammerstein Ballroom was if anyone's watched ECW, like the old ECW, not the WWE ECW, I mean like the real ECW. The
Yeah.
Hammerstein Ballroom was it was a definitely an experience to watch. If anyone's watched ECW, there's some crazy stuff happened in that building that will never be replicated by a company.
No, never.
10 tables stacked. Like, remember the spot where like there's a bunch of tables stacked up each other, and someone fell down. They went through all the tables at once.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I don't know who it was, but if you go to like ECW's best moments, that shows in there. Like a whole bunch of tables stacked up, and the guy
I think it was
just falls.
Spike Dudley. I'm pretty sure it was Spike Dudley that went through all those tables.
They treated Spike Dudley like a dummy. Like he took a lot of like. You remember the one time where they was gonna power bomb him to a table outside the ring, but he completely missed it.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
It like happened in WWE and in ECW. Like it happened twice, but
Yeah.
each time, like how does he not break his neck? Then all right. Here's Nunzio, the guy that Nunzio just kissed is the guy that's been on here. That I was mentioning earlier. Bill, he was with us with our interviews with Sabu and Alex Shelley.
Yeah.
He's also he's with the TNI podcast, who I got inspiration to do my own podcast. But he's the guy I mentioned that he's at every TNA show. I have not seen him miss one TNA show ever. If he misses a TNA show, something really bad happened. So it's really great to see him in the crowd. Right.
Yeah, he's like TNA's version of Straw Hat guy.
Yeah, he's one of their most loyalist fans. Probably the number one loyalist fan.
Nutio's in great shape though, man.
Yeah, you're kind of right. On Twitter, of course, I call them the You know how they call the Cody crybabies. I call them the IWC crybabies. They're kind of upset about Rich Holland pinning Triple Williams, but
I knew it. I told you.
I already seen it coming too. I seen that coming. I mean, they complain about anything. I mean, like on Monday, they complained about Damian Priest winning the Fatal 4-Way match. But
I mean, goodness.
But you remember before SummerSlam, before he lost the title, those same fans were saying that they wanted Damian Priest to keep his title and beat Gunther. But now all of a sudden they've turned against him for whatever reason. Like sometimes you can't make fans happy. Sometimes fans just complain to complain. Because how can you turn on Damian Priest of all people? Damian Priest is
Right.
an amazing wrestler who I'm glad he won. Like I don't know if you watched Raw on Monday, but he won the Fatal 4-Way match,
Oh yeah, I watched.
and he's going to be going for the title again, which I'm glad he won. I mean, there's nothing that can make me not like Damian Priest. I've watched him from his ROH days as Punishment Martinez. I know you have as well.
Hell yeah, same here, definitely. I mean, I think he's exactly where he should be. I am, and a lot of these fans, man, you can't you can't even give them like gold because they'll complain about it. They'll find a reason to complain.
Yeah, yeah, it
So you
is.
can't please everybody.
And at this point, you just gotta book what you think is right. At this point, I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes you don't please the fans, and sometimes the fans are split. Some fans like it, some fans don't. Sometimes it's just you just can't please wrestling fans. It's just how it is sometimes. Like you can give them what they want, they're still not happy. That was pretty
and it's
funny with
usually the ones that are like really nitpicky. That's what gets to me.
that was pretty funny with Nunzio. He was up in the air and he just that was pretty funny.
He is hilarious.
Guess the rest of the FBI left him. Well, I know Tracy Smothers passed away, but
I think Smothers he passed too.
yeah, Tracy Smothers passed. I know in the WWE version, Chuck Palumbo was in it, but I know Super Crazy's still alive. They could have had Super Crazy there. Is the guy with him? Was he in the original FBI? Guy in the suit? I guess he is.
That's exactly where I want it. Folks, are you hungry?
I got Sean Spears.
Yep.
He was in a cast the past few weeks. I always thought he was faking it, but he hasn't wrestled in quite a while, so maybe he wasn't faking it. This is William Regal and Lexus King from last week.
You didn't take the easy way out. You proved it to your fathers. He's not his father's son. You, Charlie. Are you your father's son? I guess only time will tell.
That is your father, you dummy.
I told you all I'd be watching you months ago. And as I see it, this NXT tag division is wide open. And that's where you two come in. You should think about that. This isn't just his group. This is all of your group.
He's so father-like.
Kind of seeds planted for the NXT tag team division.
But it's main event time.
I know the other guy's name is Tavion Heights. I'm not sure what the other guy's name is, but Tavion Heights is a really good wrestler. He's had a few matches on NXT, and he was on main event, WWE's main event show, and he's actually a really good wrestler. I'm not sure about the other guy, but he's probably good too. But NXT definitely needs to shake up their tag team division because all they have is Fraxium, Chase U, Gallus, and that's it. So having someone new from this group would be a reset.
It wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt at all.
Go online, call, or scan this code to support WWF's global conservation efforts by
Which,
symbolically
if anyone hasn't checked out Tavion Heights, I recommend checking him out. He's very, very good. He's probably like he's in his 20s. He's very young, so he's got a lot of time to develop. So
Customer paid for their testimonial. Downy Light adds a subtle, fresh scent to your wash. It doesn't overwhelm, like
This campfire leather must overload.
because Downy Light is gentle and balanced. It's a nature-inspired scent to breathe life into.
But I think in all so far, it's been a pretty good show. I mean, I mean, we've already let out our grievances about the last few matches, but I mean, thinking all, it's not. It hasn't done a bad job for what it is. It's yet another WWF commercial.
I wonder if they're
That
teasing they're going to
is.
bomb.
Never-ending hospital, starting at $13.99 for a limited time.
This is the story of the one who doesn't just see a broken dock, he sees lost revenue.
I'm happy the ladies got the main event tonight, though. I was surprised at that one, but I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah.
NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship live this Saturday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Tomorrow night is game night on the CW. Scrabble beginning at 8:17.
Yeah, tonight's been a pretty good show. I think match-wise, the best match tonight has been probably the women tonight. Jada Parker and Lola Feist, that was a good match.
Oh yeah, they killed it.
Second was probably Wesley and Javon Evans. That was a good match. They've never worked with each other until NXT, but they've got a lot of good chemistry. Especially with like a lot of their high flying moves. They have a lot of good chemistry. Which Javon Evans is a great high flying wrestler. Like out of the up and coming wrestlers, he's the best high flying wrestler out there today. I don't care what anyone says. He's the best up and coming wrestler in today's world of wrestling. And he's only 20 years old. Like he's got if he plays his cards right, he's got a 20-year career ahead of him. Like he's just now getting started, and he's wrestling so good, and he just now got started. So he can go a long ways in his career. Nikita Lyons. I think her body is better than her wrestling skills.
Well, I'm
Which
a fan of both.
That's fine though.
I'm a huge fan of both.
Braxton.
Congratulations on your victory last week. Let's fight the match.
Thank you very much, Ava. See, I told him that we'd have it in the bag. He doesn't listen to me.
Anyways, now that that is behind you guys, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be meeting with all the tag teams next week just to address the division.
Do we need to be there?
Don't worry about it. I will just let you know when I know your next opponents.
Alright, looks like
Time that we have to prepare for whatever.
we just seen the William Regal segment. Now we got this segment. Looks like the tag team division's fixing to get a makeover. Looks like.
Hey, I'll catch you up in a bit.
So there's some plans for the tag division.
Let's remind everyone that's back.
It's gonna be interesting. Alright, we got I guess these are next week's matches. Fallon Henley versus Connie Jordan for NXT Women's North American Championship. I like Connie Jordan, but she doesn't need to win the title back. She had it for a good while. Now it's time for someone else to. Got Adriana Rizzo versus Nikita Lyons, 1-on-1.
Nice.
Men's and women's Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying night PM. This is the match that I was talking about. I don't know what show we were doing, but we were talking about it. Me and you were. And it's called the Iron Survivor match. That's the match at NXT. It's kind of like TNA's King of the Mountain match where someone will be in a penalty box for a while, and then if you get pinned, you go into a penalty box, and like the match is 25 minutes. Whoever has the most wins out of 25
Yeah.
minutes, basically. It's basically just like TNA's King of the Mountain match.
I like the idea of that match, though. The concept is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just a different name, but it's basically TNA's King of the Mountain. If anyone's seen the King of the Mountain match and you've seen the Iron Survivor, it's basically it's a little bit different, but it's basically the same. All right, we got Francine in the crowd.
Awesome. Good to see her.
She didn't really do much tonight, but I didn't expect her to do much, really. I mean, maybe she does something in this match. Maybe one of them try to cheat and she gets in the ring and does something. I don't know.
That'd be a good way to bring her in.
I mean, that's the only way I could see her doing something. Maybe she just, or like after the match is over, she gets in the ring and does a little something and stands tall with the other women. But for ECW Legends, we've had quite a few. We had RVD, the Dudley Boys, Rhino. Who else? Nunzio, Francine. We had Don Marie earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they didn't have Rey Mysterio on here. He's contracted to WWE. They could have easily had him on here tonight.
That's surprising, honestly.
I'm also surprised they didn't get Tommy Dreamer. But they did get Rhino.
Yeah.
In the TNA partnership, it's very easy that they could have gotten both Tommy Dreamer and Rhino. But one's better than nothing, I guess. Better to get one person than nobody.
Exactly.
And
Right.
Rhino, I've always loved Rhino. Back in ECW's prime, Rhino was one of their biggest names. He was one of their most popular names too. He went after ECW went to WWE to TNA. He's been all over. But Rhino, he recently got put into the TNA Hall of Fame, like Mr. Jacobs was saying. Like 2 weeks ago, at TNA's Bound for Glory, he got put in the Hall of Fame. He's someone that he's someone that I would love to have on here. Rhino, I would love to have him on here for an interview.
Chip on their shoulder, much like the ECW originals.
Jordan Grace, Connie Jordan. It is basically like the dream team of like the women's roster of NXT, basically.
Yeah, really, it is.
Jordan Grace, Julia, Stephanie Valkyria, Connie Jordan, Stephanie Valkyria. Jordan Grace. I agree. It's good to see Jordan Grace on the night. Oh, and we have Zaria. She's very good too. I don't know if you've seen her work, but she's very good from what I've seen of her.
I've seen a little of her work.
I've watched some of her older stuff, and she had a match on NXT last week, and she was very good then too. But if she gets to do a lot of spots tonight, and you haven't seen her, everybody's in for a treat. She's very, very good. I am going for the wins and not the losers. Yeah, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into politics or anything. Tommy Dreamer is one of my favorites. I like Tommy Dreamer too. When you think of ECW, you think of Tommy Dreamer. He's one of the heart and souls of ECW. So, I wish he would have been on here tonight.
Sorry, Davis, but it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, what was I going to say? I don't forget what I was going to say. The show's not over yet. It is possible Tommy Dreamer could do something. I don't know what he would do in a women's match, though. Maybe at the end of the show they play in the men in the match or something, and then Tommy Dreamer does something. But I don't think Tommy Dreamer's going to be on tonight, but at least we got Rhino and the people that we did get, so I can't complain too much.
Right.
If Vince was booking this, they'd probably just bury the ECW guys. Why would they?
More
do
than
it?
likely, yeah.
They would have just buried, like RVD probably would have, like, all he would have done was that backstage segment. That was it. Bully Ray would have lost, and Devon wouldn't have came out. Basically, what all happened tonight wouldn't have happened tonight.
Right.
I know Tommy Dreamer used to run his own company. What was it? It was a House of Hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched the Impractical Jokers, who was Murr? He lost. No. It was Q. He lost the contest and he got beat up by Tommy Dreamer as his punishment. As we said again, Davis, we're not going to discuss politics on here. I don't want to really get into all that.
Yeah, this isn't a political channel. Sorry, Davis.
Yeah, you might be another channel out there. After you get done watching here, then you can go find a political channel or something.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about NXT and wrestling. But we appreciate everyone watching that. We've got a pretty good, decent amount of comments.
Yeah, the chat has been alive tonight. Shout out to the chat.
Yeah. I keep thinking today's Tuesday. Because normally NXT is on Tuesday. And
Yeah.
today doesn't feel like Wednesday. It feels like Tuesday.
Why are women everywhere choosing Sonobella, the advanced solution for permanent fat removal? It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s. My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy. I'm nearly 50 years old, and
I've met all the ECW wrestlers on the show tonight. See. I know. I would know if you met them. You met the Dilly Boys. You met RVD. You've met Francine. You've met. Hey, you have not met Don Marie. So you have not met everyone on the show tonight. But you've met everyone except Don Marie. Finn does not know that's my grandmother.
That's pretty cool.
It's my grandmother, so I know who she's met. But she's not met Don Marie unless she's not telling me something that I don't know. But I don't think they've met Don Marie. I don't think so. Horse and Deer, I went to a House of Hardcore show before. Yeah. I was Tommy Dreamer's promotion that he ran a few years ago. I don't know if he still does it or not, but
yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
It was basically the rebirth of ECW a little bit. Davis, you know better. Yeah. Let's see, House of Hardcore. I don't think he does it anymore because he's with TNA now, not like the booking or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Says went out in March 20th, 2020. During the pandemic, it went out of business.
She said she has met her.
I don't know about that. I've been everywhere you've been. Unless you turn your back and met her. I would have to ask Michael that question if he's back. If he's still in the chat, Michael will know that if you've met her. If you've met Don Marie, he told me he didn't. So someone's lying. I don't know. One of the ECW guys I would have liked to have met was Terry Funk. He passed away last year, I believe, in 23.
Yeah.
I think he died the same time that Bray Wyatt died. They died around the same time.
I think it was around the same time, yeah.
It was the same day or like days back to back or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because when WWE had the tribute show for Bray Wyatt, they also showed the graphic for Terry Funk as well. I thought they should have separated the tribute shows into two because Terry Funk was a really big wrestling legend, and they should have really dedicated a whole show to him.
I agree with that. They should have took an hour or so out of time, or even the whole show dedicated to Terry Funk. That would have been cool.
Like they should have dedicated one show to Bray Wyatt, and then the very next week do Terry Funk, because they kind
Yeah.
of threw them. They kind of threw them both in the same episode. But it seemed like they did more for Bray Wyatt than they did for Terry Funk, which I don't think one dev should outshine the other really. So splitting it out into 2 weeks would have been fine. Or they could have done one for Raw, one for SmackDown. Have Raw do Bray Wyatt, have SmackDown do Terry Funk. So both wrestlers have a good recognition of their accomplishments and stuff.
Yeah.
Terry Funk was he was one of the big parts of ECW, especially him and Mick Foley had a lot of good matches.
That's true. I mean, Paul Heyman himself, he credits Terry Funk with helping put ECW on the map.
Terry Funk was crazy. He looked like he was 80. He looked like he was over 80 years old every time he wrestled, but he brought a lot out of him. As we were talking about earlier, this is the first time in the ECW arena where a women's match opened the show and closed the show. So
Yeah.
they made history in the ECW arena. She stayed at the hotel. Well, staying at the hotel and meeting someone is two different things. Uh, I could say that I went somewhere and Elvis Presley came through my line. That doesn't mean I actually met him. I didn't get if I didn't get a picture with him, I didn't meet him. But yeah, I know my grandmother worked at a hotel, and she would have to tell you what year it was. But a lot of the wrestlers came and stayed at a hotel, and they trashed the place up. I believe it was the APA who their room was a mess.
I believe it.
It was a wreck. Like they burnt some of the covers and the carpet, and hopefully none of those
I mean,
wrestlers
what would you
watched.
expect if the APA staying in your hotel? I mean,
Hopefully none of those
it's
wrestlers
gonna
watched.
be messed up.
Yeah, the APA. If anyone knows their characters, I don't think their characters in real life personas are too far off. They're probably the same as their character, or back then at least. I don't know if they still do that these days, but
It's kind of awesome to know.
that was good. The Cord Jade's been back a few weeks now. Jordan Grace is like the smallest woman in there.
Yeah. Also the thickest.
Yeah, or well, I would say she used to be. If you've seen her, just go back and look at her from 2018. She trimmed down a lot. She lost a
Yeah, she's
lot
more
of.
muscle than anything now.
But go back and look at her from 2017, 2018, and yeah, she probably would have been the thickest in the ring. She, but she looks a lot. I wouldn't say, well, at least the in ring wise, she looks like this is the best she's ever looked.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think once her TNA deal's up, she'll sign with NXT, and I think she'll be a champion on the main roster as well. Triple H has talked very highly of her many a times.
So I'm thinking
Oh,
her and Joe Hendry are gonna get sweetheart deals.
oh damn! Oh hell's breaking news. Well, the referee just said the hell with it. I think Joe Henry will probably they'll probably put the title on him on NXT because he this year he had more views than The Rock and CM Punk combined,
Mm-hmm.
and I would
I
imagine he
mean,
would
that's
be.
hard to ignore.
I would imagine if WWE made their own merchandise of him, that he would be a big merchandise seller as well. And that's what
Yeah.
WWE looks for. Who's drawing the most money? Who's bringing the most revenue?
Marketing ability.
Oh, damn, that was a good backflip. But I think both Jordan Grace and Joe Henry will be booked good, and at least in NXT, I think they would.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Joe Henry in the Royal Rumble this year.
Oh, I mean, I'm hoping to see that. I'm hoping to.
But
That's
one
one
thing,
thing I'm looking forward to see if he appears.
well, if you say his name, he appears. So hopefully, someone front
Exactly.
row, those cardboard faces that they have of people. Hopefully, someone
Mm-hmm.
brings a Joe Henry cardboard sign of his face. I just want to see Joe Henry and John Cena in the same ring together. Because obviously John Cena will be at the Royal Rumble. It's his last. He stated that it's his last Royal Rumble, so he'll be there. So John Cena and Joe Henry in the same ring would kind of be pretty cool.
Yeah, that is if you think about it.
Or like The Rock and Joe, like it'd be like that would be generational. The Rock and Joe Henry in the same ring. The Rock does his concerts and Joe Henry does his own concerts as well.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of cool. Like how would they interact with each other?
Domino's online will give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency.
Even Josh Alexander's contract's up pretty soon.
So you'll have
He's going to be another one
Ooh,
to
you're
look
right.
out. He's going to be another one to look out for. He would be a really big sign for NXT. As we talked about, NXT's men's division is kind of lackluster right now, but the women's division in NXT is at an all-time high. I feel like, or I won't say at an all-time high, but it's at a very good high point right now. With a lot of the newest
Yeah.
NXT signings to the women's division, they signed Julia, Stephanie Valkyria, Zaria, Corey Jade's back. Roxanne Perez is really good. They've got Jordan Grace going to be signed in there. So their women's division's at a really good high, but their men's division is probably at an all-time low. Like all they have is Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Obafemi Wesley, and Javon Evans, and that's it. That's only 5 people.
Right.
So signing Joe Henry and signing Josh Alexander would be 2 big deals for NXT. That would probably really help them in the long term. I already know Josh Alexander would help a lot. It feels like in TNA right now they put him on the they've kind of not pushed him a lot. He's with a faction, a lower tier faction, and they're not really doing anything with him. And that's normally what they do with people that fix them to leave the company. Like they don't push them. Like they just want them to put other people over before they leave. And that's what they do with Brian Cage in TNA. All those names would be good in NXT, but hopefully TNA gets something in return.
Yeah.
If TNA should request anything, they should request AJ Styles has a match in TNA one more time.
Back live, sold out a special Wednesday NXT tonight. 10-woman tag team matchup, an all-star matchup for the best women's division.
That's exactly what they do.
They slot 8-7 Central next week here on the CW. Almost a near fall, and this was
Yeah. I wish I could get Samoa Joe back in TNA for a few matches too. Oh damn, that was good. That was good Suicida. I don't know what to call it now, a Suicida or a Suicide Dive. It's basically the same thing. I'm so used to Excalibur.
That'd be perfect.
I'm so used to Excalibur calling it the Suicida.
Because that's literally the house AJ built. Literally.
Oh, I was getting moved. Oh, that was good move by Kalani Jordan.
You weren't lying for once. I have to admit to you, you weren't lying when it came to what was going to happen here tonight in South Philly, 2300 Arena. But this is the main event. Looking to make a tag. Hey!
Uh-oh. It's Jordan Grace.
Take a look over to my left, trying to regroup myself in this match with this Kalani. Able to land on a wrong part of town. Able to dodge one, roll through the other, and there's
All right, tag in the Jordan Grace. Hot tag by
And
Jordan
then once
Grace.
you hear it over and over again, it kind of gets stuck like that in your head.
Then we might have a delay. A little delay, maybe. Damn, Jordan Grace is going up. He's on fire right now. Damn.
Sorry, illegal superstar. You talk about powerhouses. Look at the power in the ring. Don't let Corey chances. Double up. One time on Corey. Double step. Rush it. Breaking up the count. What action. What mayhem. What chaos. This
Oh,
Armageddon.
yeah, I think it's a little delayed there. They'll probably come back in. Oh, that was good. The women are definitely showing out tonight. The women are getting their stuff in. Oh, that was good. Jordan Grace. Oh, that was good. Who's coming out now? Oh, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legends coming out. Oh, Stephanie Valkyria. Oh, damn. Damn. Suicide dive by Roxanne Perez. Oh, Corey Jade. Small Tom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, am I coming in all right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Cool.
I got Zaria. Oh, damn. She speared Jordan Grace.
Oh, they're getting it all in now.
I think Roxanne Perez might just pull this off. Oh, no. Zaria, 1, 2. Zaria picks up the win for her team.
Oh,
But not only does she pick up the win for her team, but she pins the current NXT Women's Champion.
whoa.
Pinned Roxanne
That was
Perez.
pretty good. I like that. I like
But I
that.
wonder how things are going to go. Because Zaria speared Jordan Grace. And Jordan Grace doesn't look too happy about it. Yeah, if you look at Jordan Grace's face towards the end, when they're holding their hands up, she's looking at Zaria a little bit.
A little tension there.
that could be a tease for the women's Iron Survivor match because it's every woman for themselves. There won't be no teammates.
I like the sound of that. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that was a pretty good episode of NXT. I thought. Uh, I thought it was a good episode, especially for them being in the ECW arena. Uh, we saw
Yeah.
legends. We saw legends like Rhino was there. We had the Dudley Boys, RVD, Nunzio. We had women like Francine and Dawn Marie. So we got a good, decent amount of legends from ECW on the show. I thought they could have done a bit more with RVD. Uh, that I thought they could at least had a triple threat out of that. At least a triple threat with Javon Evans, Wesley versus RVD. They could have at least done that, but he did come out to the crowd at least. Uh, the best matches were the women's matches. I thought the opening match was good and the Indian match
Mm-hmm.
was good as well. I thought the women's matches had the best matches tonight. Wesley and Javon Evans was a good match too. Yeah, what did you think about tonight's show?
It's pretty exciting, honestly. I thought all the matches hit. The only issue I had was at the end with that roll up on Trick Williams. I mean, that got me right there. But I mean, I think what they're doing is that they're progressing the story. So I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna let them see. I'm gonna sit back and let them do what they do and see how this goes. But I mean, in all, it was a great show. I mean, besides that one little bitty complaint, it was an awesome show.
Yeah, if I had to rate it, if I rate the show, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a good show. Uh, Good matches, a lot of storytelling progressed, especially at the end there. Zaria accidentally speared Jordan Grace, and Jordan Grace was looking at her a little bit. Uh, it's the
Yeah.
little details, like with this current WWE's storytelling, it's the little details. And little details of her looking at Zaria like that kind of was kind of like they're
Foreshadowing.
going to be building something towards this. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Grace isn't in this Iron Women's Survivor match at Deadline, uh, having a multi-woman match. But yeah, I thought it was a good show. What would you rate tonight?
I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I think.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. Gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching. We had a lot of good comments tonight. Uh, Good podcast. We thank you. I love Kalani. Yeah, I want to thank everyone that watched tonight. We definitely appreciated all your comments. Uh, we will be back for Saturday for the Pod Champs. We might be back for SmackDown. I'm not for sure. If we do have a live reaction to SmackDown, definitely check out our Twitter and Facebook pages. There you'll find out if we're going to be live for any event that we do, any live reaction or anything. But we'll definitely be back for the Pod Champs on Saturday. The topic will be the evolution of women's wrestling. So that should be a really good topic there. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely go check out Mr. Jacob's Twitch account. He goes live every Saturday. Uh, yeah, is there anything you want to add before we sign off?
I'll just thank you all for joining us and join us again here in the World Wide Wrestling Podcast.
So yeah, we'll see you guys possibly for SmackDown.